Hello everyone, my name is Jose Avalos, aka Dr. Logicate, and today I will show you how to spawn enemies in the toy box itself, because one of the best ways of actually leveling up your characters and making them more powerful in Disney Infinity is by defeating enemies. And how do we do that? Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna show you today. So for spawning enemies, we need to go to the Creativity Toys category, and the toy that we're gonna be using is called the enemy generator. So I'm just going to place one here, and we also need a toy that will actually trigger the enemies appearing. So for that, instead of using an action button, I'm just going to be using one of the classic triggers. Now, to generate an enemy quickly, all we need to do is make a logic connection between this trigger in particular. So new logic connection stepped on. In this case, I'm gonna go with any player. So if an enemy steps on it, it doesn't activate it. And now we will select the enemy generator, and we will say, okay, you can select by toy box enemies or by any particular playset. But now we're gonna go with toy box, and we're gonna go with an Agrabah guard from Aladdin. So now if I step on the trigger, the enemy will show up. Although now it's kind of ignoring me, but now it's noticed me, and he has no chance against anger. And the cool thing about the enemy generator is that you can spawn more than one enemy at a time. So for example, if I step on this twice, 1 and then 2, I can generate as many enemies as there's memory in the toy box. So now I'm just let me destroy these two guys. Yeah, anger is the man. And that's how you generate enemies in a nutshell. But now you may be asking yourself, hey, I don't like this plate, or I want to surprise the player. Can I make them spawn somewhere else? And actually you can. What we're going to be using for that is a Creativity Toy called the Locator, which is also in the Creativity Toys category. And something that you really need to take into consideration is that enemies, once we connect them to the enemy generator, are going to be looking in the direction of that light blue dot. So in this case, if I'm standing over here, they're going to be facing me. So how do we connect them? We select the enemy generator, and we select new locator connection, and we select the locator, and then we say generation location. And now if we actually step on the trigger and make them appear, the enemy will appear at the location that we had indicated with the locator. And the locator is also going to be invisible if I hide the wand. So that's how you make enemies spawn at any place that is not the particular plate. And finally, you can also do particular stuff like, for example, what happens once the enemy has been generated or it has been defeated. So for example, let's make the player celebrate after defeating one enemy. So for that, we will select in the Creativity Toys category a toy that is called the Action Enforcer. And we're going to make a logic connection from the enemy generator that once it has an enemy being defeated, we will make the player celebrate. And in this case, we're going to make all players celebrate. So we're going to test that in action right now. So I step on the trigger, the enemy appears at the locator, it's going to try to attack me. And now that it's been defeated, anger celebrates. And well, that's how you use the enemy generator for creating enemies into your toy boxes and give challenges to the player. And if you want to know more about this toy, about the more different things you can do with it, be sure to check the longer video we have on our channel. And well, thanks for watching.